Pollution, climate change, the energy crisis. What if I told you technology invented over 150 years ago could solve these problems? Hi, my name's Thomas Clay, and I'm here to tell you about fuel cells.
Fuel cells are amazing technology. They take hydrogen and oxygen, combine them together to make water, and through that process we get an electric current. Let's take a closer look to see how they do this. Here we have two hydrogen molecules. The electrons are stripped off and go through the circuit to power the light bulb. However, the protons go through the PEM, which is a special membrane that only conducts protons. The protons go out the other side, meet up with the electrons and oxygen atoms. There they form chemical bonds and create water. The process repeats, creating more electricity, and the only waste product is water vapor. That's how fuel cells are a clean energy alternative.
Pollution in the air can be very dangerous to your health. If you're exercising and breathing in deeply, the smog in the air can cause respiratory damage. If you have a respiratory condition like asthma, the smog can cause dangerous airway constriction. If you're young or elderly, smog in the air can cause bad respiratory symptoms. I'll show you how fuel cells can reduce the amount of smog in the air.
Smog is formed when certain chemicals interact with sunlight. One of the ingredients to smog is volatile organic compounds. These VOCs can be found in aerosol cans. When we use aerosol cans, VOCs are released into the atmosphere. The second ingredient is nitrogen oxides. Nitrogen oxides are put into the air by cars and industry. When the volatile organic compounds and the nitrogen oxides in the air interact with the sun's light, they form ozone. When smoke particles in the air, called particulate, mix with this ozone, we get smog. Since cars release volatile organic compounds and nitrogen oxides into the atmosphere, motor vehicles are a big contributor to smog. A fuel cell car that released only water vapor into the air would help reduce the amount of smog, thus making us healthier.
Did you know fuel cells should help with our energy security? Over 60% of our oil is imported from OPEC countries. Their price manipulation has cost us $7 trillion from 1979 to 2000. And after each shock was a recession, another shock could be dangerous to our economy. The gas that powers fuel cells is hydrogen. Hydrogen can be obtained from many processes. One of the processes is electrolysis. Electrolysis presents an electric current through water that splits the water into hydrogen and oxygen. This electric current can be obtained from many renewable sources such as wind power, geothermal power, solar power, hydroelectric power. Fuel cells are a great idea. Maybe you ask yourself, how come everyone isn't driving around in a fuel cell car? Well, there's many reasons for that. One of the reasons is our poor hydrogen infrastructure. Right now we don't have any hydrogen production plants to produce hydrogen for the masses, but with gasoline at $4 a gallon, companies may find it profitable to start producing hydrogen for everyone. Another reason with our infrastructure is the delivery of the hydrogen. We don't have an effective way to get from point A to point B. Another reason is with fuel cells themselves. The platinum needed to coat the PEM, that special membrane that only allows protons through, is very expensive. We need to find another material that's more effective or less expensive to coat the PEM with. And one of the final reasons why people aren't driving around with fuel cell cars is they would be driving around with a big tank of hydrogen. Hydrogen isn't a very friendly gas, as Zeppelin would know.
One of the most notorious hydrogen fires is the Hindenburg crash. While this disaster was due to the combustible nature of hydrogen fires are safer than gasoline or wood fires. Hydrogen fires are safer because hydrogen is lighter than air. This causes the heat and fuel to rise, preventing widespread damage. But safety precautions are still needed. Further research will develop safer ways of transporting and carrying hydrogen.
The government can encourage the growth of fuel cells. It could also help solve the problems associated with fuel cells. The government could give more money to the people who are working on new, better ways to create fuel cells. They could also give subsidies and grants to those companies who are making fuel cell cars. They could also set a national goal. Let's say by 2030, all new cars would be fuel cell powered.